Hello and welcome back to London Cycle Routes. Today I'm going to show you how to cycle from Clapham Common in southwest London to Westminster. This route is almost all on quiet back streets with short stretches on protected cycleways, and it takes about 25 minutes. Some bits of this route have been improved recently, so you might want to check this out even if you think you already know the way. And if you want to see more routes like this all over London, then make sure you subscribe to the channel because that's what it's all about. Right, let's get going. So we're starting in the middle of Clapham Common and we're going to make for that statue there. That is actually a temperance fountain that was installed to provide water so that people wouldn't drink beer. Head for this cycle zebra crossing here and do be careful because not everybody stops at those, and head down Bromell's Road. This street is two-way for cycling, but it's only one way for cars and it doesn't really go anywhere for them, so you're not going to run into too much traffic here at all. And you just want to keep going straight on, following those cycle symbols on the road. Then at the end of this street, you turn left. Now, what we're starting to do here is we're actually following a Transport for London signposted route called Quiet Way 5, and that's indicated on the road with the Q5 symbol. And there are sort of arrows and cycle symbols on the road. Make sure you do follow the arrows, by the way, because they'll point you around corners, and if you go straight on in the wrong place, you'll lose the route. It's quite twisty and turny because it tries to follow the quieter streets around the back of this part of town. This isn't a full low traffic neighbourhood, by the way. Low traffic neighbourhoods are parts of town that have had all their through traffic removed, so the only traffic that you would see on them is residents and deliveries and people approaching their own homes. But it is a relatively quiet street, and one of the reasons it's relatively quiet is we're turning onto Larkhall Rise here. This bridge has actually been closed to all motor traffic, so it used to be closed in one direction, but now it's no entry for cars in both directions. But it's permeable to bikes, so bikes can go through it in both directions. That point closure has basically had the effect of massively quietening down Larkhall Rise, so you can see there are people cycling on it, and it becomes a really useful route. Previously it was pretty full of cars, so it wouldn't be the sort of place that you'd necessarily want to cycle on. It's quite a wide road. But now, yeah, you can see it's the middle of the day and there's not really that much traffic on it, and we're doing alright. By the way, at the time of recording, that closure on the bridge hasn't been made permanent yet. Lambeth Council is still consulting on it, so if you do think it's improved the cycle route or you appreciate it, then make sure you go to their website and register your opinion. If you don't like the closure, I would actually just forget about it and go and do something else. You might have noticed, by the way, a few seconds ago we just passed through another filter, so that's one other reason why there's not too much traffic. We're still following these Q5 symbols now, and we actually haven't left Larkhall Rise yet. It's a very long street, but we're about to any second now. We're going through this here, which is no entry for cars, but yes, entry for bikes. That's another reason why these streets are quite quiet. And there's a nice little sort of roundabout sort of job going on here. I'd say two crescents stuck together. Just avoiding that bin lorry. And yeah, we just keep going straight on here. Now, when we get to the end of this street, you can see there is a quiet way sign, and it's telling you to go right. That one's on a pole there. And yeah, we're actually just heading here, and we're about to cross what would normally be quite a busy road. There are these little protected ones here to help you filter up to the front of the traffic if there ever is any. And we go on to Aldebert Terrace here. Now, here we're actually entering a proper low traffic neighbourhood. This was one of the first low traffic neighbourhoods that Lambeth introduced. It's called the Oval Triangle. So it's a triangle of streets to the west of the Oval cricket ground. And yeah, you shouldn't really run into any traffic at all on here. You can see the streets are pretty clear. And yeah, this quiet way used to be quite busy actually. It didn't used to be a particularly adequately quiet way, but since they introduced the new restrictions, it has basically been improved significantly. So this is another way that this route has recently been improved, apart from the Larkhall Rise closure. And you can see there's people just sort of walking around on the street and cycling. It just sort of makes it a little bit more relaxed to get around, not by car. You probably noticed on the map at the beginning that this route is actually very direct. It turns a few corners because the streets aren't perfectly lined up, but it is more or less straight on the map. This guy was on his phone, by the way, very naughty. And yeah, we just go through this estate here, which is where we're signalled to go, and those planters are there to stop most traffic, as are these bollards. And then we turn left, and we're on to Kennington Oval. Now, we're actually on a protected cycleway here. This is going to take us all directly from Oval to Vauxhall, so, you know, a couple of stops on the tube. And if you look on the horizon there, you can see the MI6 building, which is that sort of green glass thing. That's a sign that we're getting pretty close to Vauxhall. And yeah, this route here is protected by curbs. Now, we're going to Vauxhall Pleasure Gardens on the right here. You can either pull up and cross as a pedestrian, or you can just do what I do here, which is cross as a cycle and then join the pavement and just pull into the gardens here. You are allowed to cycle here, by the way. And then you want to take this path through the gardens and just go straight to the end of them. And this section of route here is shared with pedestrians, so, you know, make sure you're courteous to them. This is a lovely tea house on the right, by the way. Nice to get a cup of tea when things reopen. Must be bins day today. There's quite a lot of bins around. So this is another section of the quiet way. You might remember this part of the route from earlier videos, showing you how to get to South East London, but we're not going to go that far. We're just going to go straight on here. It's quite a pleasant ride, I think. It's through sort of parklands and estates and stuff. And we're still following Quiet Way 5 here. As we come up to this road here, make sure that you give way, as it's not our priority, so look both ways. And then, yeah, keep going. Do have your wits about you a little bit here, because there are some businesses based in the railway arches that use vans and that sort of thing. And yeah, they can sort of zoom out at the last minute without looking. Now, this sign is wrong. Ignore it. You don't want to go left or right here. You just go straight through that gap into Ingram Close and then go straight on. I don't know why that sign's wrong. They need to fix it. But yeah, same deal here. There are businesses in the railway arches, so, you know, vans, small lorries. You can either stay on the main carriageway here, or you can just use this little filter lane on the right. And equally, you can also go through the filter lane and wait for a signal to cross the road, or if there's no traffic, you can just pull across it like it's a normal road. So we're now on Hercules Road, which is a lovely named street, nice name for a street, I think. And there's no through traffic on this street because we're about to go through a bollard here. And the way that you remember where you need to turn left is you're on Hercules Street and you're about to go down Centaur Street, and I believe Centaurs feature in the story of Hercules. I might be wrong. It's been a little bit of a while since I heard it. But yeah, you just go straight through here, through this link. We've actually left Quiet Way 5 now. This street is one way for cars and two way for bikes. Now here you can either cross as a pedestrian or again just go across if there's no traffic, and we're going to join another protected cycle lane here. That's St Thomas's Hospital on the left, and there's the excellent Florence Nightingale Museum here, although I hear they were actually in financial trouble because of the pandemic, which would be a shame if they closed. But yeah, we just follow this lane through, it's all protected. We're about to go behind a bus stop, by the way, so if anyone's crossing at the zebra crossing there, make sure you give way for them. Now this section here, just coming up on Westminster Bridge, and you can tell we're nearly there because that is Big Ben shrouded in scaffolding. This bit here is not protected yet. Transport for London is going to put some protection on this cycle lane soon. There are plans out. But, you know, that small gap is there. I actually think it's pretty much okay to cycle on now because it's only a really short bit, and it obviously joins this protection here and on the other side of the bridge straight away. But, yeah, we're actually here now. You can see that was really great, wasn't it? What a nice ride that was. And we're here in Parliament Square. So, thanks very much, guys. If you found that useful, make sure you subscribe to the channel because it's all about routes like this and how to get around London easily by bike on just quiet streets and protected bike lanes. And thanks very much for watching. Have a little look at the live map, which I'll link to in the description as well. And yeah, make sure that you look at that Larkhall Rise consultation if you did like that route. Make sure you let them know. And yeah, see you next time. Thanks very much.